At best, throughout junior high and high school, people might have said I was an average athlete. I do not run several times a week like most people do who run these types of races. Before training for Leadville, the furthest I had ever run was a marathon back in the year 2000. The term non-runner actually fits me pretty well. That's how infrequent I run. And for people who run Leadville, they tell you, if you don't live in Colorado, you need to be in Colorado 2 to 6 weeks before the race starts. I showed up less than 2 days before the race. The reason they ask you to show up early is to acclimate to the altitude. I wasn't doing this out of spite or to show how tough I was. It's just our kids started school, and that was the only time I could get out there. The long-distance runners advise never try a 100-mile run until you've at least first attempted a 50-mile run. But I didn't do that. The 100-mile run was my first long run. And even more stern advice from people who have run Leadville. They tell you that you're absolutely crazy if you run Leadville as your first 100-mile run. And Leadville was my first 100-mile run. So given what I've told you about my background and about what I did coming into this race, I can't imagine anybody in this room would have put much money down on my chances for succeeding. I totally understand. It probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and I probably had no business doing what I did last August. But that aside, of course, it happened, and it has vaulted my life onto a new high that I've never had before, and it's just been an awesome and incredible experience before, during, and after. So when I think about the goal of a guy like me, pretty ordinary guy, running Leadville, what it leads me back is to this idea of dreaming big. And it was so worth it. And what I want to ask you guys is to dream big. I'm not asking you to run 100 miles, but I would like you to think about something that you would like in your life that would make you really happy and bring you a lot of joy. Now, chances are pretty good that to get that really cool thing, it might seem like it's out of reach for whatever reasons. That's usually the way it is, right? The best things don't come easy. But I want to let you in on a little secret. It probably isn't out of reach. So, what I hope you do, and you owe it to yourself, is to give yourself some time to reflect and think about what is that big dream that I have. And Brad mentioned some things very early on. Of course, you work for Caterpillar, and today is about career planning and development. And of course, the organization would, and I would like you guys to think about your career and where you want to go with that. It's a very important part of your life and for this organization. But I can also tell by the people I've met here and seeing what I've seen that this organization is interested in you guys being happy as people, being happy with your families, being happy with yourself outside of work. So the dream big is not just about, I want to be the CFO. The dream big might be something similar to a Leadville or something like that. Hopefully you'll have several big dreams. That was mine a couple years ago. And I have some others going on as well. There's, talking about big dreams, and it's funny, you can think of things on different levels. Yeah, sometimes when I look back at Leadville, I think, wow, that's pretty neat I was able to do that. And some other people say, that's pretty cool that you're able to do that. But you start to look around, and then you start to see some things that really drop your jaw. And I just started reading this book here a few weeks ago, and I don't know if some of you have heard of this man, but his name's Terry Fox. Unfortunately, Terry is no longer with us, but Terry was a young man